because one of the biggest mistakes that I see founders and pretty much anybody else around who's hiring people is most of the time I need to hire them yesterday. And then I'm going to hire somebody who just comes in and is good enough. And then mistakes happen, especially for founders, because if you have one or two people, you're relying on those people so much that if they don't do their job or if they do it poorly, like your business can suffer big time. And this is then where usually the firefighter method or me comes in. It's like, hey, who do you need? What do you need? What is this person even good for? Right? So, because I do believe that every single one of us has their zone of genius where they're really great at. And most of the times, people that are hired are not hired for the appropriate job. And this is what we kind of go into. It's like, hey, what job is this person best for? What are they good for, or what are they not good for? And then we
All right, everyone. Today we have Blaz, and I can't wait for him to tell you all about what he does and about, what he's done. We always like to tell our story, and this is a good place to do it. So, Blaz, can you tell the audience a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. So first, thanks for having me on. And so my name is Blaz. I'm from Slovenia in Europe. And a quick 1 minute pitch about who I am. I graduated from the U.S. Military Academy at West Point in 2012. Then I went back to the Slovenian military. And after 5 years, I left the military. And since I've been working in 5 different industries, from the position of team lead up to COO. And now I have my own business in which I'm pretty much a fractional operations partner. And I partner with 6 to 7 figure founders. What I've realized when I was doing this is that a lot of founders and business owners have a vision, but at times they lack kind of like an operational backbone to actually scale without breaking, or just not working from morning till late at night. And I pretty much partner with people like that to build them systems and teams, since that's my zone of genius, and enable them to, go away from the daily grind and kind of firefighting, which almost always happens as a business owner. And I help them pretty much stay in their own zone of genius, where they want to be. Yeah. And pretty much, I will be able to save you 10 plus hours a week if we work together and if you actually follow what I suggest to you.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it.
That's really awesome. And I know from my own experience, I've been in business for like 5 years now, 4 years, something like that. But, up until about 10 months ago, I was working on the business, like you said, 10, 12 hours a day, and not really getting the results I wanted. So then I got a new mentor, and he helped me put some systems in place. And I think the main one, it's simple, but the main thing is I make 5 tasks every day that I have to get done.
Yeah.
That's it, just 5. Now, usually you do more than just 5 things, but as long as you get your 5 things done every day, you accomplish the day, you feel good. And since I started doing that, I went from working, 10 to 12 hours a day down to 6, maybe 8. And
That's
we're
awesome.
seeing way more results than when I worked double that. It's crazy. If you just focus your energy on certain tasks and you're not bouncing around doing different things, you get a lot more done.
Exactly. Yeah. And I mean, and what you just said, it's pretty much the Pareto principle, the 80-20. The 20% of the task you do is going to create 80% of the results. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And where you said, just do 5 tasks, but that's still a lot. That's a lot of on your brain, that it takes a lot, specifically so one of the things that I'm also have done, I also have a brain coaching certification, how our brain works. Your brain doesn't work more than 6 hours a day. Its effective span is 6 hours, and then that's it. Anything else you work, it's just diminishing returns. And this is how I pretty much do my own business and everything. Max, it's 6 hours that I do really deep work and stuff. Yes, you can do all of the admin, all of that. So since I'm fairly new, like with this business. But then again, like if you're working 12 plus hours a day, there's something wrong in your business, and you need to change something unless you want to get burned out.
Yep. And you're gonna have problems with your mental health, your
Yeah.
family life, everything.
Yeah.
Like that's one thing that I was going through like 10 months ago. I wasn't happy at all. Like I was just like overworked. I just like couldn't find enjoyment in life. And my mentor was like, "You're working too much." He's like,
Yeah.
"How many days of the week do you take off?" So I don't. He's like, "Well,
Yeah.
starting now, the weekends you don't work." I was like, "Well, I have to." He's like, "No, no, no, you don't. You do not." And I'm telling you, you're not allowed. I'm like, okay, I guess so.
Wow,
So
that must have been scary when he told you that.
it was because it's like, a lot of people that I've been mentored by in the past, they tell you like work as much as you can,
Yeah.
outwork everybody,
Yeah.
and it's like you can only do that for so long, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, it's good if you do that for like a year and you
Hmm.
get yourself to a point where you can hire employees and delegate activities. But it's like not everybody has business that can, grow that much that quick. So,
Yeah.
you
True.
gotta take care of yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. And then also one other thing, right? So I also come from a background where I had a lot of childhood trauma,
Mm-hmm.
right? So for me, working a lot, I did work a lot, but it was like me trying to push all of my emotions and all of the feelings away. And as soon as I started going to therapy and stuff, like all of those emotions went up. So I legitimately can't work and don't want to work, right? So even if you kind of like, so I come from a different perspective, right? I know that I'm not gonna in like starting my business and running my business right now, I know I'm not going to get, to 100K per month or whatever that amazing new revenue fad people have, like how much they want to get a month or a year. I'm just going to do it slower, probably. I mean, definitely slower because I don't want to work more than 8 hours a day, maybe 10 at times, just because I need to. But I'm going to be making sure that I get some time off as well because of that. And I won't punish myself because let's say this Monday, I didn't do that much. I don't think even I did a lot, even though I wanted to. I was like, okay, cool. It's that kind of a day. I don't feel like it. I'm going to be doing so today a lot more and then tomorrow and the day after. So I'm going to be doing my weekly kind of goals since I schedule myself weekly goals just because I saw due to who I am. If I do daily goals, I'm at least once a week, one day a week, I'm going to fall behind and I'm not going to be happy. So I kind of just do
Yep.
weekly goals and that, yeah. And
Yeah.
one thing that when you were talking that kind of came up to my mind that I love this quote, and I forgot who said it was. So if you have a business but you're working from morning till late at night, you don't have a business. You have a high paying, high stress job, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the jury's still out on high paying.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So yeah,
That's so true. Yep. And
yeah,
I was actually on the episode I recorded yesterday. We were talking, and um, it's much harder than people realize when you work for yourself because, like, I finally left my job like 11 months ago, and that's easy. Like, you go to work, you do your work, you get paid. You go to work, you don't do your work, you still get paid. You know?
yeah, exactly, yeah,
Now, if I don't work, I
yeah,
just don't get paid.
yeah.
And you have to have a lot of resilience and you gotta force yourself to get the things done that you have to get done. And it's a lot harder to force yourself to do it than if you had a boss and they were telling you to do it, you know?
Oh yeah, oh it's so true. I I've been on my own for the past 2 years. And so in 2025, I mostly didn't do anything because I was focusing more on my mental health. But even now, and I started this business last month, pretty much January 26th. And yes, it's so hard kind of pushing yourself. Hey, I need to do this right now because I'm my own boss and I'm doing it for me as a person, not for what you said, like some boss that tells you, hey, you need to do it. Like it's just the amount of energy that I need to use and to process is a lot more than what I would at a normal job. And I would care, but not as much. Like we said, still getting paid.
Exactly. Yep. Okay, so now you also help businesses build teams. What does that look like from how you help them?
Yeah. So this is where I'm going to use one of my favorite words. It depends. So it really depends on where you are. If you're like a solopreneur, when you're just trying to build, like this is the part where I love working the most, is because we can actually start from the ground up, right? Okay. What kind of teams do you need? What specific people do you need in these jobs based on, the profile? Do you need an analyst? Do you need a salesperson and all of that stuff, right? That is the best and the most enjoyable thing. So just to start from scratch, to build a team from the beginning, right? In most cases, I go in and
this episode is sponsored by Atopic AI for Opportunity. Atopic is an AI-powered opportunity discovery platform, and the best word that I can describe it is ChatGPT, but instead of giving you information, it gives you real people you should be connecting with. Whether you're looking for clients, partners, investors, job prospects, or high intent leads, Atopic makes it simple. You just type what you're looking for, and the AI thinks through thousands of signals, and then surfaces verified prospects with context, not random lists. It even helps you follow up, nurture conversations, and track your pipeline. What I love about Atopic, and why I'm excited to have them as a sponsor, is that they're solving the biggest problem in business growth: finding the right people at the right time. If you haven't yet, go to atopic.com and try it. It's one of the smartest tools out there for people trying to grow their business
and work with already existing teams. And usually at that time, we again sit with the founder, sit with, with their team or whoever, and then just see, what do you guys want? What's your 12-month horizon, or even like 3 or 5 year horizon for this company? Because one of the biggest mistakes that I see founders and pretty much anybody else around who's hiring people is, most of the time, I need to hire them yesterday, and then I'm going to hire somebody who just comes in and is good enough. And then mistakes happen, especially for founders, because if you have 1 or 2 people, you're relying on those people so much that if they don't do their job, or if they do it poorly, like your business can suffer big time. And this is then where usually the firefighter method or me comes in. It's like, hey, who do you need? What do you need? What is this person even good for? Right? So, because I do believe that every single one of us has their zone of genius where they're really great at. And most of the times, people that are hired are not hired for the appropriate job. And this is what we kind of go into. It's like, hey, what job is this person best for? What are they good for, or what are they not good for? And then we kind of go around.
So what you're saying reminded me of something that my old boss, Craig, taught me and said all the time. He said, fire fast and hire slow. And what it means is, like, when you have employees that aren't doing their job, and, he would like to give people a chance, but it wasn't a long chance. It's like, you either gotta fix the issue or you're gone. And then, hire slow. So his hiring process, when I got hired, to work for him, I had three interviews. And I was like, this is crazy. It worked out good. I ended up being one of the best employees he ever had. And we still talk to this day. And
That's awesome.
I haven't worked for him in 5 years, 4 or 5 years now.
Nice. That's awesome.
And it's like, but ever since, like, he taught me that, like, I'm gonna remember that for when I had my own employee, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah. And
because I think back to the days that my family had our company, we had a waste removal company.
mhm,
And looking back now, it's like there's a lot of times where I wish I would have fired fast because it ended up costing the money or the company a lot of money and just a lot of stress on all the other employees, you know? If you have one bad employee, it it affects everyone, you know?
yeah. No,
So,
I agree 100%. And it's not fair even for that employee who's not performing well, because they're going to be good, like, unless they're the biggest a-hole that you can imagine, they're going to be good at some other job. And it's not good for, like, it's not beneficial for them also into not getting pretty much fired to get themselves into a better position job, because they're probably miserable as well.
mhm,
Um,
that's right.
and the other thing, when you were saying, like, hire slow, fire fast, uh, when we're hiring slow, like, so I just want to make that distinction, is that when you're hiring slow, you also need to make sure that you know who you want to hire.
Mhm,
It's not just
yes.
a process like what you said, like 3 interviews or 5 interviews, because in one job I actually had to go through 5 interviews. But you also need to know who you're hiring, not just go through the interviews to see who is going to outlast people the most, but really understand what you need from a person.
All right, well, awesome. Well, for the listeners out there, how can they reach out to you and work with you?
Yeah. So the easiest way to reach out to me is through LinkedIn. Pretty much, that's where all of the info is. And the way they can work with me. So pretty much with every single client that I have is, first we go through an operational audit, which is pretty much, I'm going to determine what kind of business are you running and what do you want. And then only pretty much after that operational audit, then we can decide, even if I'm a good fit for you, and then we can work on 3 months, 6 months, or longer. And also depending on what, as a business, you need. I won't BS you. I won't sell you, because I only want to work with people that I can actually help, and not with pretty much everybody. Yeah. And that's pretty much it. And then when you reach out to me, just let me know, and I'll send people a link, and we're gonna go and have a nice conversation like this to see if we're even a fit.
Awesome. Yeah.
And yeah, that's
I
it. Yeah.
basically work the same way,
Yeah.
I'm meeting with everybody beforehand, make sure that we can help them because, like you said, I'm not going to try to help somebody that I can't help, you know?
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't care about
It's
the money. I care about getting you
yeah.
results. So,
Yeah. Exactly. And like what I was about to say, but I kind of like didn't say it, and you said, like, I don't care about the money, and I don't need the money that bad that I would actually go into business with the person that I don't think is I can help. And if I don't think I can help, I know plenty of other people that are in operations or anything like that that could help you better than I can, and I will refer them to you easily, without any charge, of course, or anything like that, because I just want to find that person the best possible solution to their business, so
yep,
that pretty much we're all happy.
yep, exactly. That's awesome. And then
Yeah.
my slogan is your abilities are infinite. What does that mean to you?
Wow. Um, for me, it means that pretty much any and all abilities can be learned, but specifically, we all have our zone of genius, what we're good at. And those abilities are definitely infinite for all of us. And like, push in to those abilities, because that's where you're the best at what you do, and kind of cover your weaknesses with other people. Don't try. So what that reminded me right away was, the interviews was like, hey, what are your top 3 weaknesses, right? And we always had to kind of say, oh yeah, my weaknesses, I communicate badly, but this is the way I'm fixing this. It's like, no, dude, like, my weaknesses are these, and I'm going to be covering it with my team or whoever else I hire. And I'm going to be focusing on my strengths and my infinite abilities, because that's what I'm good at. And
Yep.
I suck at the other ones.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's so awesome. All right, man. This was really great. Thank you so
Yeah.
much for being on the
Thank you.
show.
Thank you as well.
If you enjoyed this show, please go ahead and share it on your Instagram story and tag me in it, the Nick Your Heart. Also, go ahead and share it anywhere else that you see fit, because the only way that I can grow this is by you guys sharing it. So let's just get it out there by word of mouth and help more people. Alright, everyone, remember your abilities are infinite.